I'm drinking hot coffee out of a mason jar, and it's not hot anymore. It kind of tastes, but you just keep drinking it. The white is so bright. Which side do you want to be on, is the question. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video. I am just like sitting here in my yoga pants, a t-shirt, and I wanted to film something today, but I didn't really feel like sitting in front of the camera and like, I don't know, like doing makeup or anything. Like I just really felt like sitting down and talking to you guys. So I'm going to be doing the 25 deep questions tag. So I read the first 3 questions of this tag and they actually made me a little bit nervous. So these questions, some of them seem to be pretty intense, and I'm literally just basing that off of the first 3 questions. So yeah, if you guys want to see my answers to these questions, then just keep watching. If I keep looking down, it's because I have all the questions pulled up here on my phone. Also, my allergies are like freaking out on me, and I'm sorry, I feel like I sound really nasally and stuff, and I just hope that's not super annoying, especially because I'm going to be talking in this video a lot. And I'll probably end up sniffling a lot, and I just really hope that's not too annoying. What is more difficult for you? Looking into someone's eyes when you are telling someone how you feel, or looking into someone's eyes when they are telling you how they feel? I would say for me, I have a harder time looking someone in the eyes when I'm telling them how I feel. I tend to like go like this when I'm telling someone how I feel, and it depends on the situation. I feel like with my fiance, I can look him in the eyes and tell him anything. And not that he's looking at me. But when I'm telling somebody how I feel, I think I tend to like look up and around. And then when someone's telling me how I feel, how they feel, especially if it has something to do with like my actions or something that I've done or something like that, I feel like I can zoom in because I'm honestly wondering like what I did. I'm more concerned, I guess. So yeah, I would say it's harder for me to look someone in the eyes when I'm trying to tell them how I feel. Question number 2, think of the last time you were really mad. Why were you mad? Do you still feel the same way? The last time I was really mad was just a couple weeks ago, and Kyle and I have been trying to plan a wedding, and we're also, you know, thinking about buying a house and stuff, and with all of that all at the same time while he's deployed, there's just a lot going on. And there was a specific situation when someone had maybe made like a mistake, and it kind of threw off a lot of our plans. And I'm like a planner, so if there's like a wrench that's thrown at us, like, and it messes up my plans, I go into like a full-on panic attack. Like that was a little dramatic. It stresses me out really bad to like mess up my plans. So that was probably the last time I was really mad. And when I get mad, I normally will like initially be really angry, and then I'll just start crying because I don't even know how to like handle my emotions. And when I get really, really angry or frustrated, I get like tears in my eyes, and I just don't even know what to do with myself. So yeah, normally I'll just kind of cry it out and then get over it, and I feel like I'm over it. So how do I feel at this point? Am I still angry? Do I still feel the same way? Not really. Everyone makes mistakes. That's not a big deal. But at the time I was like, you've got to be kidding me. So number 3, this is the question that made me nervous. You are on a flight from Honolulu to Chicago nonstop. There's a fire in the back of the plane. You have enough time to call one person. Who do you call, and what do you tell them? So this question is intense. I would call my fiance, Kyle, and I would probably tell him to get a pen and paper, and I would try as fast as I can to tell him to tell each one of my family members something. I didn't want to call a family member because no matter who I call, then I feel like I'm leaving out the rest of the family. So if I called my mom, if I called my brother, you know what I mean? Like it just kind of, I would rather just call my fiance because no one can really compete with my fiance. And then he could tell everyone that I love them. You are at the doctor's office and he has just informed you that you have approximately 1 month to live. Do you tell anyone, everyone? What do you do with the remaining of your days? Would you be afraid? Okay, so the first part of the question, would I tell anyone or everybody? I don't know. I would definitely tell my family. I don't know if I would tell my friends or anything like that. I think I would have to tell my coworkers because I would probably want to not work and just try to do a bucket list in a month and just do something I've always wanted to do. Or, with a month, I don't even know if I would want to do that, though I would probably just want to spend time with my family doing really fun things. You can have one of the following 2 things. Which do you choose and why? Love and trust. Trust. I think I would choose trust because with trust, you can feel deeply with somebody if you have trust with them. If you don't have trust, I feel like you can't have love. So I would choose trust. Absolutely. That's a big thing for me is honesty. And even if honesty hurts, or the truth hurts, honesty is always the best answer option. Always. Always, always, always. 6. You are walking down the street on your way to work. There is a dog drowning in a canal on the side of the street. Your boss has told you if you are late even one more time, you are fired. Do you take the time to save the dog's life? Why or why not? Absolutely. Because my heart would not let me. If I see any animal struggling ever, I drop everything. Drop everything. I was heading to soccer practice one time and I saw a cat attacking a bird in somebody else's yard. Stopped the car, got out, went in this person's yard it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, there's a fruit fly in front of me and it's grossing me out. Got out, went in this person's yard, shooed the cat away, and then picked up the bird, brought him in my car, buckled him in my seat, and then first of all, I just stared at him because I didn't know what to do. And then I called Kyle and we had to handle the situation, but absolutely, I would stop and save the dog. No doubt, 110%. Number 7, would you rather be hurt by the one you trust the most or the one you love the most? Depends on how you're being hurt. Like if it's the one person that you trust over anyone in the world and they break your trust, I feel like that is so hurtful. And I feel like the person you trust and love are the same. So, your best friend confesses that he or she has feelings for you more than just a friendship. He or she is falling in love with you. What do you do or say? Love you too? I don't know. I am marrying my best friend, so I don't really know. I said I love you back. No, actually, I said I love you first. He said I love you back. I don't know. So number 9 is think of the last person who you knew that died. You have the chance to give them 1 hour of life back, but you have to give up 1 year of yours. Do you do it? Why or why not? Wow. Honestly, I truly believe that everything happens for a reason, and I just don't believe in changing the past or anything like that. So based on their death being part of the past, I would not change that if I knew they absolutely wanted it or needed it. But I feel like in doing so, it could create a lot of other things. If anyone's ever seen the movie The Butterfly Effect, I don't believe in changing the past. Are you the kind of friend that you would want to have as a friend? I would like to think so. I feel like the people I'm really close to, like my really good friends, know that if they ever needed anything or need a secret kept, I would like to think that they could come to me. I feel like I'm a very honest person. I think I give good advice, and I will always look out for their best interests. So I think that I'm a good friend to have. Number 11, does love equal sex? No. So number 12 is your boss tells your coworker that they have to be let go because of work shortage. Sorry. And they are the newest employee. You have been there much longer. The coworker has a family to support and no other means of income. Do you go to your boss and offer to leave the company? Why or why not? I feel like this would totally depend on the situation. I feel like I would be more apt to offer to help this employee in another way, like maybe try to help find them another job with like connections that I have, or offer them if they need a place to stay or something like that, and just kind of help them get on their feet. What would be harder for you to tell a member of the opposite sex you love them, or that you do not love them back? Definitely, I think it's harder to tell someone if you don't love them back, or even just knowing that someone like would have feelings for you, and if you didn't love them back, I feel like that must just feel like heartbreaking. I think it's a lot easier to tell someone that you love them. Am I understanding the question correctly? Because that just seems like a really easier question. What would be harder for you to tell a member of the opposite sex you love them, or that you do not love them back? Yeah, definitely think that you do not love them back. I think that would be a lot easier. A lot harder to tell them, because then you're hurting somebody like pretty bad. Question number 15. What do you think would be the hardest thing to lose or give up? Why would it be hard to lose this? So this question I feel like is just so broad. I don't know if it's like the hardest thing to give up. Like, is that in regard, like, I feel like that's just such a broad question. I don't know. I guess like in some aspect it would be like my relationships. Like if I had to give up my family or my fiance or something, like that's unbearable. But if it means like just like in my everyday life, I think it would be extremely, extremely hard for me to give up how active I am. Like if I were to lose, God forbid, like the ability to walk or something, that would be really hard. That would probably be like the hardest thing for me to lose, would be like my ability to be independent and to work out and to go for a run and just be active, because I'm such an active person that I feel like that would be the hardest thing for me to give up. Excluding romantic love, when was the last time you told someone you loved them? Who were they? It was probably my mom or my little brother. Whenever my little brother goes to bed, I always give him a kiss and say I love you. And my little brother's too, by the way. Or my mom, because I just hung out with her the other day, and I always say like, thanks for hanging out with me, love you. So it might have been her. If there was one moment in one time in the last month that you would change, what would it be and why? Again, I don't really like the idea of changing the past, so I think I would just say no. Imagine it was a dark night and you are alone. If it's raining outside, you hear someone walking around outside your window. Who do you wish was there with you? At that point, probably anybody, so that I'm not alone. But obviously my fiance, he always makes me feel safe. So would you give a homeless person CPR if they were dying? Why or why not? I would absolutely try to help. Actually, just a fun little side story. Actually, it's not fun at all. I was driving home from work like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago maybe. Yeah, more like 2 years ago. And there was like a man laying on the side of the road with his like arm crossing the line. So like his arm was in the road. And there were like 8-10 cars in front of me just driving right by him, going around his arm. I'm like, am I the only person who is seeing this guy in the road right now? So I whip into the gas station, and there was like a couple filling up their car, and I was like, tell me if I'm crazy, but is there like a man laying in the street right there? And I pointed, and she just kind of looked around, like at first she didn't see him. I'm like, great, I'm literally insane. And then she was like, oh my God. And she grabbed her boyfriend and she's like, honey, look, like whatever. We ran over, we checked his pulse, and I almost like freezed up. Like I almost didn't want to touch him. It kind of really freaked me out. not only that, I mean, he was like purple and completely just like cold. He actually didn't have a pulse at all when we had like checked for a pulse. So I think I was just really freaked out at that point, that there was like a dead guy in front of me. And then he all of a sudden just gasped for air, and a little bit of color came to his face, and then blood started running from his head. So it was almost like, I swear to God, it was almost like he heard us talking and like came to, or came back. So that was really weird, but I was kind of surprised at how like frozen I kind of was. So I feel like I learned from that experience to maybe not freeze up as much if I see something like that. I don't think it helped that I thought he was literally dead and there was maybe nothing that I could do, but I would absolutely try to help in some way, or give him CPR, call 911, like whatever was needed to be done to the best of my ability. You're holding onto your grandmother's hand and the hand of a newborn that you do not know as they hang over the edge of a cliff. You have to let one go and save the other. Who do you let fall to their death? Why do you make this decision? That question is like borderline inappropriate. Wow. That is traumatizing. That question is not even something you should ever have to think about. Are you old-fashioned? I would say yes, compared to many, like, nowadays. Like, I feel like in today's society, I'm considered old-fashioned. My fiance, Kyle, is very old-fashioned, so I think that's kind of where I get some of those tendencies. But I would say a little bit. I'm kind of like in the middle. When was the last time you were nice to someone and did not expect anything in return for it? I try to just be a nice person in general and just try to be a good person, and try to make people feel good about themselves on a daily basis and just be nice in general. And I just feel like you shouldn't expect anything back. That's just how you should be as a human. Just try to be the best person you can be and be nice to people and make people happy to be around you. Sorry, I'm kind of playing with my hair a lot. But yeah, I just feel like you shouldn't really expect anything in return. Which would you choose? True love with a guarantee of a broken heart, or never loving at all? Why? I would say true love with the guarantee of a broken heart, just because love is like the best feeling, and you can learn so much from being in love, and you can learn so much from heartbreak. And honestly, I feel like heartbreak can make you so strong. I mean, there's so many intense things that happen in life, and unfortunate things, and scary and sad, and the loss of people you love is so, so hard. Recovering from heartbreak can be similar to some of those things, and I think it can just make you really, really strong. So yeah. Number 25. If you could do anything or wish for anything, what would it be? I'd wish for more wishes. I think. I don't know. Yeah, wish for all the wishes in the world. That's one wish, right? Yeah. So yeah, guys, that is absolutely it for this tag. I really hope you enjoyed it and feel like you got to know me a little bit better. Those questions were a lot harder than I had expected. Some of them, like I said, very intense. So I hope I didn't offend anybody or anything in any way by the way I answered those questions. I hadn't read them prior to or like thought of my answers at all. So I just answered them as honestly as I could in the moment. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so, so much. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!